Apparently my nightmares are very expensive. You should look at the Warner Brothers Home Entertainment Nightmare on Elm Street 4K limited edition release. Yes, finally did arrive. Didn't arrive, though, from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. That would have been the easier, more cheaper route. Because, unfortunately, that well dried up real fast. I ended up having to go the next route of picking this up through eBay. And because I picked it up through eBay, I paid a pretty price for it. I think it was all said and done. Just without the shipping alone, it was $103. I think when everything was all tallied up, this guy had to fork over around $150 for this release. Truth be though told, you could have easily picked up the 4K release of A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's right now over on Amazon and probably will set you back. I think it's probably like $35 to $40. But I did want to get my hands though on the limited edition release, so blame me for that. Now it did arrive. It didn't arrive though in this box. This box was inside, carefully wrapped and carefully packed, unlike the Trick or Treat looked at recently, the Michael Myers Jack-o'-lantern, which was smashed to bits. This one was luckily not smashed to bits. It was carefully packed inside of a box. This is how you sell stuff on eBay. I have only just peeked inside the box. I haven't actually taken out anything yet. I did want to do a video at least of showing you guys what this thing looked like. And here it is right here. Now, it's quite hefty. Now, again, you don't have to go the route of getting this if you want to get your Nightmare on Elm Street 4K fix. This is the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray combo. I believe the Blu-ray is region-free, too. This is an international release, but again, I think the Blu-ray does play fine. It also has, of course, the 4K format. But it comes in a couple of different, some cool stuff. Some cool stuff comes packed in this. One of the most intelligent and terrifying horror films in the 1980s. Yes, it is. Teenager Nancy Thompson must uncover a dark truth concealed by her parents after she and her friends become targeted by the spirit of a serial killer with bladed glove in their dreams. But if he catches them in their sleep, they'll die for real. 4K Ultra Ultimate Collector's Edition special features include both the theatrical and the uncut versions. Ready, Freddy, focus points, see alternate takes, and learn filmmaking secrets behind the nightmare by jumping to video highlights while watching the movie. 2 commentaries, director Wes Craven, co-stars Heather Langenkamp and John Saxon, and cinematographer Jacques Haitkin. Wes Craven co-stars Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, and Roni Blakely. We also have ourselves producer Robert Shea, co-producer Sarah Risher, and we've got alternate endings, 3 featurettes, The House That Freddy Built, The Legacy of New Line Horror, Never Sleep Again, The Making of a Nightmare on Elm Street, Night Terrors, The Origins of Wes Craven's Nightmares, and then also includes the feature in 4K, Blu-ray, rigid slipcase, Steelbook, all new 24-page book, 2-sided poster, certificate of authenticity, 6 colorful character cards. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm going to be carefully grabbing my knife on the side here. We've got McCutcheon's. I'm just going to only really nick the plastic. I don't really want to obviously damage the case. And let's open this up. Now, if you have had the chance to get this 4K limited release of Nightmare on Elm Street, let me know down below in the comments section. It's got a hard cardboard case, first of all. You got yourself the J card. So can we just remove that? Does this come off? No, it actually doesn't come off. I thought that it did. Oh, maybe it's just got a little bit of adhesive to it. Yeah, let's see if we can take this off. You could leave it really on if you want. I mean, one of the benefits of having J cards in place like this is that you already know everything that's going to be on the back of the movie. If you did want to leave it off, though, yeah, there's just the little gummy, tacky pieces that they put on the back. There's Freddy Krueger there on the back. Nice hard case, though. I'm just going to put the J cover right over here for right now. Obviously, I don't need this. I'm going to move that out of the way. Nice hard cardboard cover. And then if we pull out the contents here, we'll put that right over there. Now, one thing first of all, let me just give you the method of my madness of why I even purchased this in the first place. Now, again, you could have just gotten the 4K release of A Nightmare on Elm Street. The thing I didn't like about, though, is that it had the artwork that wasn't at all looking like Freddy from the first film. He had stripes in his sleeves. It looked actually more like promotional artwork from, I want to say, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 or even 4. I like this one because it looks like more like a retro VHS cover that you'd find in like a strip plaza video store. On the back, on the front, we've got, of course, Freddy Krueger's glove. I mean, it could really be from Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street 1. It could have also been from Freddy, 3 or 4. But, I mean, it still has the claw marks. It gives you at least a kind of cool-looking thing to look at. Of course, on the side here as well, it looks like one of those snap cases. Actually, that's the thing it looks like the most. It looks like one of those old snap cases at a video store plaza, where it would be a black case that they just slide something, of course, the insert inside of that. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice little case. And of course, what we also have inside as well is we've got the steel case. Now, this has a little bit more recognizable poster. There's Nancy down below there, the classic claw of Freddy up the top. It's got a bit of a metallic sheen to it as well. On the side, we've got Nightmare on Elm Street. On the back, we've got Freddy coming out from the wall. Much better done than, obviously, the remake. Nice little case, though. Let's open this up. And then on the inside, we've got a Nightmare on Elm Street, the 4K Ultra HD. And then underneath that, again, we've got ourselves the Blu-ray. Now, generally, when we see 18 like this, it tells me that I can't play the movie just by region codes alone. But apparently, this is region-free. I haven't had a chance to check it yet. Even like the listings online showed this as being a region-free Blu-ray. Of course, we got ourselves more Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 Freddy inside. Looks good, looks good. So there's the steel case. We'll just put that right over there. We also got ourselves a certificate of authenticity. Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. This limited edition celebrates the 40th anniversary of one of the most original horror films of all time. Out of the limited run, I don't know how limited run that would be. I mean, that's like 27,000. I mean, we're almost looking at 27,500 copies. This one is 7,394. I'm going to hold on to that as well. And then we've got ourselves a whole bunch of extra goodies here. Now, carefully. I always say carefully when I do this, and then, yeah, I didn't want to end up ripping it in the process. So we've got a little envelope here, and let's just check out what we've got inside. So we've got a poster, a much smaller poster, obviously. I have a larger poster of this, but it's a little bit different. Like, depending on when you buy your posters, I mean, you know, sometimes when they re-release posters, they kind of just change the colors a little bit. This, a little bit more of a lighter looking poster, but we've got, of course, if Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. On the back of this was also something I was kind of interested in getting. I believe, is this, I'm probably going to botch, of course, the language I'm trying to, is it Japanese? Japanese? Elm Sokagji Kabusu? You can let me know by all means. Let me know down below in the comments section. I mean, kind of the way that the poster looks. It looks like a Giallo poster, honestly. Robert Englund, Freddy. Like, obviously, you can see he's got the one missing D, but that's just the way it's interpreted. You know, even though, like, I already have this poster on my wall, I'm almost even tempted just to frame this poster and put this one up instead. Because you don't get stuff like this ever. Just so that they would have included that. That's a nice little touch. So I'm going to put that right over there. Then we've got ourselves some cards, poster cards. Oh, we also got ourselves the booklet. And we'll just flip through this quickly so you guys can see. Not really much in the way of read-ups. There's no behind-the-scenes information. It's basically just like a little mini, like, image book. I don't know if I would say necessarily that this was all necessary. If anything, this could have been a behind-the-scenes booklet, told you a little bit more about the film, things that maybe you didn't even know. Maybe a commentary or like interviews with some of the characters or the directors, I should say, or actors and actresses. I don't know if just a booklet of images would have been not enough for me. I don't know if necessarily I would say like this is worth including, but I mean like for everything else that it has inside. Then we've got ourselves some little postcards. I like to call these lobby cards myself. We've got Freddy Krueger there. Glove on the back. Nancy. And just, of course, you don't know the names of the characters. They listed down below as well. Kind of cool looking retro little postcards. Another Freddy glove on the back. Maybe they're all Freddy gloves. Glenn. Of course, Tina. Lieutenant Thompson. Saxon's always playing a cop, isn't he? If it's not for this, it's Black Christmas. It's Nightmare Beach. Nightmare Beach, he also plays a cop. I'm sure there's other Saxton films where he plays a cop. I'm not thinking of any right now, obviously. The only ones I can really think of right now are Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, Black Christmas. Nightmare Beach. What's Nightmare Beach? You gotta check out Nightmare Beach. And we got Marge. And on the back. Not bad. I mean, like, yeah, it is what it is. I don't get super excited when it comes to lobby cards. I mean, again, like they're just included postcards. But, again, it's something at least to beef this up. So it doesn't just feel like you're shelling out the money to get just solely a steel case and just a different looking outer cover case. At least you got yourself some lobby cards as well. And, of course, those will all go inside. We've got the matching of the poster here featured on the front, done here in red. And then we've got Nightmare on Elm Street right here. So all in all, no, not a bad. Like, obviously, in a perfect world, I would have not wanted to shell out the money that I did to get this set for myself. I mean, again, like, you can so easily get the 4K release of A Nightmare on Elm Street right now. I mean, like, Amazon's got them. But the problem with that, though, is that it doesn't look at all like original Nightmare Freddy. And that might be fine for some. I would have rather if they could have used it, you know, something like this. Even if they had just released it like this and had 4K on the top, I think that would have been enough. There has been tons of Nightmare on Elm Street media over the years, DVDs and Blu-rays. The closest thing we have to like a Blu-ray release of the Nightmare on Elm Street films is sort of the one that just has all the films. It's really skinny. I'm sure everybody has that in their collection. But there has been apparently announcements made that we're going to be getting more Nightmare on Elm Streets in 4K format. I don't know if I'm going to shell out as much to get the other 4K movies. I'm hoping though, if the covers look just like, you know, just like the original posters, if they just had the main film's posters and then just had Nightmare on Elm Street and then 4K on the top, that's all I would need. But the moment you start using like media that isn't relative at all to that movie, plus two, this is the original one. This is the one that started them all. So I didn't mind spending a little bit more, although again, like, just the additional cost of what this thing cost to buy this online. I would not have recommended doing that for anybody. I mean, unless you're a diehard collector, there are certain limited edition horror movies that I would never spend the money on. Like the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there was a big chainsaw release that was all just a plastic chainsaw. I think it had revving sounds. Not at all interested in that. I would just be fine to get a regular version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I have a warm spot when it comes to A Nightmare on Elm Street. And again, for getting a steel case of this and a pretty cool outer cover, maybe I should have probably not spent as much as I did for this, but I'm glad I finally did. Have you guys had the chance to grab this one for yourself? Let me know down below in the comments section as well. How do you guys also feel when it comes to like exclusive boutique label cases? I mean, it's not just Nightmare on Elm Street necessarily, but there's a lot of boutique labels out there online that you can shell out a lot of money for updated covers. You know, they include all these big bulky cases, and you end up paying anywhere from like $40 to $60 for. How do you guys feel when it comes to deluxe boutique label treatments of classic films? Do you kind of like the idea that they're a little bit more jazzed up, or do you think that they're a little inflated in prices? Let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, if you guys did enjoy this video, do it a solid, throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more? So I hope so. Hit the subscribe, turn on that bell, and of course come back. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.